So our next topic is about the BGMP or Bureau of Jail Management and Penology under the Republic Act number 6975. So it is provided for the under Republic Act numbers 6975 or otherwise known as Department of Interior and Local Government Act of 1990. So the task of fire protection, jail management and penology shall be responsible of the Bureau of Fire Protection of BFP and the Bureau of Jail Management and Penology or BGMP of respectively. So what is RA 6975 or the creation of BGMP? So on January 2, 1991, the Bureau of Jail Management and Penology was created through the Republic Act number 6975 as the line of bureau under the Department of Interior and Local Government. As mandated by the law, and the BGMP shall operate under the reorganized Department of the Interior and Local Government. So what is the law of BGMP? So an act providing for the professionalization of the Bureau of Fire Protection and BFP and the Bureau of Jail Management and Penology, the BGMP amending certain provision of the Republic Act number 6975 for providing funds thereof and for other purposes. What is the work of BGMP? So the Bureau of Jail Management and Penology is mandated to direct, supervise, and control and administration and operation of all district, city, and municipal jail nationwide without branch task of safekeeping and develop of PDL. So what is the vision of BGMP? So the vision of BGMP is to enhance the public safety and ensuring the human safekeeping and development of prison deprived of liberty and in all district, city, and municipal jail for their integration of society. So next is what is Republic? Our next topic is Republic Act number 9263. So 9263 is an act providing for the professionalization of the Bureau of Fire Protection, BGMP, and Bureau of Jail Management and Penology, BGMP, amending the certain provision of the Republic Act number 6975, providing funds thereof for the other purposes. So what is the difference between the Bucor and BGMP? So the Bucor is a attached agency of the Department of Justice, so it was under the supervision of the Department of Justice where convicted inmates are imprisoned. So meanwhile, the BGMP is the agency under the watch of the DIG or Department of Interior and Local Government, which is handled for the district, city, and municipal jail where prison deprived liberty and still facing trial are held. So under the section 1 title, this act shall be known as the Bureau of Fire Protection and Bureau of Jail Management and Penology Professionalization Act of 2004. So under the section 2, Declaration of Policy and Principle, it is the declared policy of the state of maintain peace and order, protect the life and liberty and property, and promote the general welfare essential for the employment by all the people of blessing of democracy. So article number 2, section 5. So the Philippines Constitution, moreover, is recognized as the responsibility of the state and strengthening government possibility aimed toward the strengthening of the delivery of basic service to the citizens through the institutionalization of highly efficient and competent fire and jail service. So it is provided of the under Public Act number 6975 or DILG Act, otherwise Local Government of 1990 Act, that task of fire protection and jail management and penology shall be the responsibility of the Bureau of Fire Protection or BFP and Bureau of Jail Management and Penology respectively. So moreover, under the Section 3 of the Public Act Number 8551, otherwise known as the Philippine National Police Reform and Organization Act of 1998, provided that times of national emergency of Bureau of Fire Protection and BGMP along with the Philippine National Police, PNP, shall upon the direction of the President Assistant Armed Forces of the Philippines or AFP in meeting the national emergency and additional to the information of their inherent function as amended by law. So it is referred to recognize that the uniformed personnel of the BFP and the BGMP as the member of the uniformed service of the government under the Department of the Interior and Local Government or DIG are required to same amount of sacrifice, service, and dedication like their counterpart in the PNP and the AFP to carry out their respective duties to the extent of risking their lives and limb. So toward this end, the state shall provide for the professionalization and instruction of the BFP and the BGMP of the upgrading the level of qualification of their uniformed personnel and standardization of the base payment, retire and other benefits making at it par with those of the PNP and the AFP. So next topic is about the treatment of the special needs for unusual offender. So treatment of the special needs for the unusual offender. So first treatment is the work and livelihood. So work and livelihood. The bureau officer verified that inmates work a program from agriculture and industrial. The purpose of the inmates work program is to keep the inmates busy and to provide them money for the personal expenses of their families as well as help them acquire livelihood skills in order to they may become a productive citizen once they are released and assimilated back into the mainstream of society. So healthcare and services. So upon his initial commitment to the reception of the diagnostic center or DC, the inmate's medical history of recorded and properly documented by the medical specialist. So the medical information and mental status examination are given to the ascertain his overall physical and mental fitness and whether he will be fit for work. So next is education and skills and training. So the rehabilitation can be facilitated by improving an inmate's academic and job skills record. Records show the many prisoners are poorly educated. So a majority are elementary school dropouts or have not even finished the primary school, which is elementary. Prison education amount of the remedial schooling designed to prepare inmates to obtain basic skills in reading, writing, and mathematics. Sport and recreation, and the inmates supervised by the participating in the daily calisthenics. There are various indoor and outdoor sports activities program. Tournament and religious all year-round to include the basketball, volleyball, billiards, and table tennis and chess. So this sport competition program there is among inmates good sportsmanship and team building. So next is moral spiritual program. So inmates ensure freedom and religions. So it is very essential to the inmates are free to observe the ritual and their faith of orderly conduct supervision by the prison authorities. So next is therapeutic community. So the therapeutic community or TC program representing the effective, highly structured environment with defined boundaries, both moral and ethical. So the primary goal is to foster personal growth. This is accomplished by the shaping the individual and behavior and attitude through the inmates, community working and together help themselves to each other, restoring self-confidence and preparing them for the reintegration into their families and friends as a provided member of the community. So So our next topic is about the emergency plans, movement and transfer of prisoner and detainees. So emergency plans, movement, transfer of prisoner and detainees. Under the Section 3 to our Constitution, condition for the transfer and request for transfer shall be subject to the condition, following condition. First is the act of commission on account of which a sentence has been imposed are punishable in the administering state or shall be constitute a criminal offense committed in its territory, although the diminution of thereof may be not be identical. So next is the sentence personnel in national of the administration state. Third is the judgment is final and no other legal proceeding relating to the offense of any other offenses are pending to the sentencing state. Lastly is the transfer in the consisted by the sentencing state, administrating state hand. So next is the part of the sentence still be served as the times of receipt of the request for the transfer by the administering state. It lists 1 year in acceptation cases as determined by both the sentencing and administering state of request by the accepted event of part of the sentence still be served less than 1 year. Next is the sentence of person has a satisfied payment of fines, support costs, civil and indemnities for security punishment skill can for which he or she is liable under the term of sentence or has provided a sufficient security to ensure payment of the satisfaction of the sentence state. So our next topic is about the privileges of the detainees and sentence of prisoners. So the prison detainees, as provided for the Constitution, the state of values of the dignity of every human person and guarantees full respect of human rights. An individual to this prison does not lose his inherent rights to dignity and his other human rights, regardless that he or she may have done or whatever political conviction he may have. So the rights of detainees. So the rights of detainees refer to the free from personal abuse and rights to be protected against the following. So first is any deprivation of his basic needs of under the normal situation. So next is corporal punishment. So there are 2 types of corporal punishment. First is use of physical force. Second is solitary confinement or segregation as positive measure. Third is the right good conduct time allowance or GPCA or for the good behavior. Fourth is the right of have access to following for as the possible. First is medicine and health service. Second is rehabilitation program. Third is visitation, conjunction with meal service. Fourth is free legal service and materials. So the right exercise of the religious belief are the rights of women offender who exclusively attended supervised of the woman officer without prejudice of medical doctors, nurse, and social welfare officer for carrying out their professional duties in the institution of women. So right of regions, national communicated with the diplomatic and consular representative. So the existing measurement protecting and promoting the rights of rights of prisoners. First is upgrading of prison facility. Third is second is strengthening the rehabilitation strategies. Third is the conjunctions of prisoners and jail. Fourth is the under the presidential decree of 28 Act established the seven regional prison and conversion existing national penal institution of regulatory prison and penal form. To transfer a prisoner of other prison for activities of the where opportunity for rehabilitation are greater, the prison conditions are less congested. Under the Presidential Decree of 698 as amended, known as the Adult Prohibition Law, the provision, education, and training for the inmates at the medical security or within CPD or WPT. So the passage of the RA 695, Department of Local Interior and Local Government Act of 1990, which is provided to the creation of Bureau of Jail Management and Penology. The creation of a system of this visitorial service by the Commission of Human Rights to monitor jail and detention center in the country. So next is the Regional Rehabilitation Center for Youth. So our next topic is the Regional Rehabilitation Center for Youth. So the Regional Rehabilitation Center for Youth, or RRCY, is a residential facility for children in conflict with the low age of 15 years old and below of 2018, below of age of 18. So the center aims to provide the resident ambience of the home of their formation. So the vision of the youth imprisonment is to enable the youth offender restore their social functioning and a normal life through the reintegration of their family, relative, and become more productive, a member of the community and society. The mission is to provide social protection to disadvantaged youth which over 9 years old and below 19 years who need to appropriate care, guidance, supervision, rehabilitation, and development through alternative from the parental care and coordination of the local government unit, social worker, and other stakeholders. So the goal: provide 24 hours of individual and group care, treatment, and rehabilitation service under the guidance of trained staff where residents are cared for and structured therapeutic environment. To enable you to offender who cannot undergo rehabilitation in the community, benefits the residents seeking to provide them with substitution parental care and protection. So the provision of effective rehabilitation and development of programs as service for them to acquire knowledge and development skills and improve. So self-image. So self-image is the facility to the position of the minors case on court and prepare them to be united, integrated in the family and community, monitoring and supervision of after care service. So service and intervention. So service intervention tackle about the individual group counseling, case work, and case management, individual group, family, therapy, and value information session. So the home life service, provision of basic needs such as food, clothing, and shelter, development of the values and appropriate social and life skills. So education is very essential for the kids who are look to act for non-formal and special education, appropriate for the independent living after the youth offender will be discharged from the center. So this also the program will also provide a psychological service, so the provision of the psychological psychiatric assessment to evaluation of psychoanalyzation and session and counseling. So next is the health service, the provision of medical. So it's very essential to have a health service provision to medical and dental examination for the. So next is livelihood service. These are the productive activities and interpretation for the future economic independence and lactant occupation of the vocational youth offender, practical skill training, come the duration project, rising, selling, poultry rising and gardening, and job training and placement. So next is lastly is the recreational and cultural practices that seeks to enhance the moral and spiritual development of the residents, such as sport and athletes, art and craft and celebration and special event like celebration of Christmas and birthday and family day. Next is community participation are the involvement of residents in selecting activities that develop their sense of social responsibility and community belongings. So next is spiritual enrichment. The religious activities, Bible studies, wherein the youth are given the opportunity to experience the divine intervention of the comfort of God as an ultimate source of help of their problem.